Now, I've done a lot of bad things in my life. I have a lot of regrets. But if there is one thing that still haunts me to this day, it's ghosts.
The place I was at was supposed to be actually haunted. I didn't see anything. I was creeped out, though, the whole time. I watch all those ghost shows on TV. You guys watch those at all? There was one the other day I saw. I was on the Animal Planet, and people claim that their pets see ghosts. This lady was like, my dog Rocky just started barking at the wall for no reason. I was like, yeah, it's called being a dog. My great aunt once had a full conversation with a coffee mug. It doesn't mean her cup is haunted. It just means her pills stopped working. And that dog doesn't know he saw a ghost, right? At the end of the day, that dog goes up to his other dog friend and is like, hey, I just saw a blurry guy. And then the other dog's like, that's not that weird. My tail's trying to murder me. We have weird theories about ghosts. We think the cemetery's haunted. I was asking my buddy about it. He's like, dude, it's from all the people who died at the cemetery. I'm like, nobody died at the cemetery. That's the shadiest death of all time. I'm still alive, not for long. It's always the same ghost. It's always a little girl in the white dress. Like there are no caveman ghosts anywhere. Maybe there are caveman ghosts. Maybe they're the ones who turn lights on and off. Just like, We gotta update our ghosts, right? Someday people are gonna be seeing ghosts of us, our generation. Someday you're just gonna get a text message like, boo. Just a Twitter update, like, I'm right behind you. Hashtag I'm a ghost. It's probably already happening on MySpace, but nobody knows because no one goes on there anymore. Tom's the only one, like, what was that? That joke was for 4 of you in here, but I like it, so I do it. Delayed laughter. That's good.
But I do have one part-time job. I work part-time as a ghost hunter, you know? Don't be afraid of ghosts. Ghosts are just people that don't know they're dead yet, like Gary Busey. And ghosts are just energy. They used to be able to turn TVs on and off all the time. But now they just stand around the 3 remotes going, I don't know which one it is.
The only role that I haven't seen him play is a horror movie. That's my 2 movies I want to be, is I want to be in action movies and horror movies. Because horror movies stay with you forever. Like, they invade your soul. Like, I saw Jaws when I was a kid. And to this day, I won't get in the ocean, right? Like, I saw Jaws when I was a kid. I went to California the next year, and I went in the ocean, and a piece of seaweed hit me. I literally ran across the water. Everybody was like, oh, is that Black Jesus? Look at him, he's gone. But I love scary movies, and which is weird because I'm a very scary guy. I get scared really easy. Like, is any adults here other than myself afraid of the dark? Anybody? Really? One person? Thank you so much. Women, but thank you. I was thinking, any guys? Any guys here afraid of the dark? Just real men here. Okay, it's just me. Okay, anyway. Yeah, like I'm afraid of the dark. And this is how scary I am. I was in Iowa one time, right? Which is one of the few states whiter than you guys, right? I was in Iowa, right? And so I came out of my room and I was getting ready to walk down the hallway, but I didn't hear my door shut. So when I turned back to shut my door, there was these 3 white girls walking down the hall, but they were walking, they were all in unison walking like this, and their heights were like this, and they all had dresses that came down to here. They all had a flower on this side of their hair, and they were all blonde, and I was like, ah! Like this. And they looked at me like, should we do that to you? I mean, you're a black man in Iowa. We have a better chance of seeing Bigfoot riding a unicorn. But you know? But that's how I just want to be in movies, man. I mean, horror. Because I think the scariest movie I've ever seen in my whole life was Paranormal Activity 2. Because that movie didn't have a soundtrack. I don't want to bring you guys down, but in real life, you don't know when you're going to die. And when you do, there's not going to be any music playing. So every sound you heard was real life. You're like, huh? You know what I mean? And I realized watching that movie, I can never be a parent. Because when that ghost was inside that house, the evil spirit, and that dad went back in to save his family, if that was me, as scary as I am, I'd have been butt naked out in the street like, the cop would have been like, what's wrong? I think my family's still inside that house, man. You think, hey, man, I heard a noise. It didn't sound right. I got up out of there, man. But I think my wife and kid are sitting inside that house, officer. Look, people, there's two things that scare black people, the police and ghosts. And if you got a black friend that won't leave your house, tell them it's haunted by a police ghost. They will never come over your house ever again. No brother wants to get beat up by a spirit. And I said, freeze! Huh, man, what the...
I love it. I love Halloween, I do. I like going to a haunted house. Y'all ever go to a haunted house? That was about 12 of you. The rest of you already live in a haunted house? Is that what's going on here? I'm gonna leave my haunted house to go to another one. I got my own problems at home. I love it, man. I love going to a haunted house. I do. I like watching all the shows on TV about haunted houses. And they got a bunch of those too, you know, like American Horror Story and all those ghost hunting shows and Scooby-Doo. It's awesome. The thing is, it's always something huge that's haunted. It's always like a haunted mansion or a haunted prison or a haunted Sam's Club or something like that. It's always something really big. And they never show a haunted trailer. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to believe that nobody has ever been killed in a trailer and now wanted to come back and haunt that thing. You know there are haunted trailers out there somewhere, and the people who live in them are just too lazy to report it, you know? You know, there's some dude, he's just sitting in his trailer, and all of a sudden he hears, boo! What in the world was that? Go get me a beer. I'm gonna get my gun. That's what I'm gonna do. Turn the TV on. Swamp People is on. I can't find the remote control. You know that. Most ghosts are wearing like a Civil War outfit or a flowing gown or their IHOP uniform, and this ghost is wearing a white tank top and camo pants, and his name is Earl. It's a scary ghost right there.
So yeah, looking for a job. I did find an apartment though. It's a really nice place. I'm really happy with where I'm living now. And I actually got to live there by myself for about a month. I had a month before my roommates moved in and just had the place to myself. And it turns out that you learn a lot about yourself when you live alone in like a very short, concentrated amount of time. So I learned I still totally believe in ghosts. Very much so. I always thought of myself as like a very rational person, you know. I don't just project, you know, superstition onto things I don't understand. Yeah, that lasted a day. When you live alone, your life turns into the Blair Witch Project, all right? You see the world in grainy found footage. And you're always late to stuff because anytime you need to like go downstairs or cross a corner, it's stretched out for like 3 minutes. It takes way longer than it should. I don't know. On one hand, I totally get it. There are no ghosts. We all know that. But when it's like midnight in your apartment and your pipes are creaking and you don't understand why, or you walk by your TV and it crackles and it just goes, 6 days left! I don't know what that is. We may never understand. So yeah, ghosts are real.
If Barack Obama's deceased mother married the ghost of Osama bin Laden, she'd be Mama Obama Osama.
I tried to think of some advantages to having a mobile home. I came up with 2. 1, you ever hear of a mobile home that's haunted? Only a ghost with low self-esteem would haunt your house. Like a ghost would be in a mobile home. Boo! Boo! Boo, y'all! Well, this place sucks. This isn't fair. Anybody could walk through the wall.
But here's the deal, Justin. I feel like I'm gonna croak at all times. You know what I'm talking about? You get that, and I got a friend of mine who's got, you know what, dude? You die, don't worry. Your wife, I like your wife, I'll take care of her. What? Dude, I ain't going away ever now. You're creepy, that's weird. And I'm still friends with the idiot, that's the thing. He's like into my way. He told me this too, so I'm not going away, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna ghost it up. I'm ghosting it up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna like be in the house. Let's say I'm in the house, right? And this dude's over there trying to make a move on my wife, right? I love my wife. He's over there trying to, hey, how's it going? Put armor in. No, man. I'll move lamps, you know, and whoa. I want a good obituary too, man. I want one of the good ones, man. I want to see these guys. You start getting old, you start looking at obituaries. Young, you even know what they are. Old, you look. You always look and then you're trying to wonder, you're like, how old? What, you're younger than me. You start seeing people younger, you start going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Break it down. What happened? I need some stories. I need to find out what happened. Then you get this. Gone fishing. Ah, shut up. I don't want gone fishing, gone hunting. You see those? Not me. Mine's gonna say, whatever, I'm not really dead. That's what it's gonna say. I'm sticking around, baby. Like even tonight, after I leave, one of those lights are gonna move, you're gonna go, oh, he's still here.
We have a lot of family, parents, yeah? Yeah, that's the vibe. I think that's the trick. It's very family-oriented up here. Patty has a daughter. I don't have children. Jack. And I've seen what it does to people, and people much stronger than me. My sister, I have a nephew and a niece, and sometimes we'll just take them on to just let her go, be sane for a weekend. And I don't know how your parents do it. Like one night, it's 3 a.m, we hear this. He's like this old, however old this is. He goes, we hear this, apple juice, 3 a.m, apple juice. Like the ghost of Mott is angry. I'm sorry, little man, we don't have apple juice. We have NyQuil? Can we do it? It's 3 a.m. He's in rehab now. I might have had something to do with that.
Who can tell me what the most popular item is at secondhand stores? Anyone, and it's based on a season. That's the clue that I will give you. Christmas sweaters would be number 2. Halloween costume, very good. Does that come from you, sir? Have you ever done that? Bought a Halloween costume at the Goodwill? No, but you've seen it happen, right? And by saying it, it's make your costume out of the things they have, not buy an old Halloween costume, because no one would do that. They're not made well enough to get a second spin. Plus, they make them so well. Who would buy an old Halloween, really? Remember the ones that we had to wear, the one-dimensional plastic face mask that fastened with a rubber band that would snap off your face after the second house because the metal piece had flipped sideways and shoot through the hole and you can't get it back, so you're trying to stretch it under the staple to get it through the hole, but that doesn't work because there's a tear where the hole is. So you're like holding up the mask with one hand and dragging the candy with the other. You're knocking on doors with your rear end. Yeah, this is working out perfectly. I've got a box of Milk Duds. I'm ready to pass out. This is not an exciting day. I'm gonna go home and get my ghost costume. Remember the ghost costume? That was our insurance policy, right? Fallback option. If all else failed, you could always be a ghost. He's right there in the bed waiting for you. That's how easy that is. Pull up that sheet, you drop it over your head, you're a ghost. Always spot the bedwetters a lot quicker on Halloween, too, couldn't you? By God, we look at that. A specter with a bladder control problem. I'm doubly frightened.
I had to go to Roanoke, Virginia. You ever been there? Yeah, I with my accent, they don't like my accent down there. They get annoyed. I checked into my hotel one time and the guy heard my accent and he wanted to screw with the Yankee. He's like, where you from, boy? I go, Philadelphia. He goes, you better be careful, Yankee. This hotel's haunted. I go, pal, I'm from Philly. I ain't afraid of a southern ghost. I'm laying in bed all night long. All you hear is boo. Boo, y'all. I like NASCAR. Boo.